Finally, there's a guy named Reliable Matthew, and I could help him a little bit. Not here. And Auntie is also not here. She did send me an email. Sailor. That's maximum law. Wait, can we go here? I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be here. Hello, Ambrose. Ambrose looks up from what appears to be a housework drone on the operating table. Drop up and give me that defibrillator paddles fist. I'm installing some headers on this guy's liver. Now we're going to shock him back to life. Rose bursts into laughter. But seriously, hand me the lube. What can I do for you today? Oh, okay, I thought I would have the option to pass him. You're a doctor? Sure I am. I'm a rigger doctor. A rockter. Ambrose bursts into laughter, then stops and clutches his head. Oh man, I can laugh hard today. Too much partying last night. It hurts. I'm not a board certified, but don't worry, I should be. I'm full unskilled. My waste yellow load is guaranteed and precisely in accordance with World Medical Association standards. Everybody in here comes to me because I'm the only option. Sounds good to me. Right on, let's get you tricked out. Unless you just want to bullshit, which I'm down for too. First of all, show me some of your... Oh yeah, I'm gonna take that V8 engine and a box of chocolates. I like you, good taste, but that engine is family. Seriously, what do you want? I just want to see. No, it doesn't say anything. Still can't get the arms that give me strength and quickness. Okay, have you been having dreams, Ambrose? Like nightmares? Nightmares? Oh, that's my life. I curl up with a bottle of vodka and a handful of pills every night. But if you mean the toothy hunting horror dream, yeah, I've been having it. Yes, it's just one more nightmare. Ambrose drops his voice and leans forward a little in his wheelchair. Let me tell you, though, I've been doing a brisk business in sleep aids. Just today, someone asked me for some ketamine. Ketamine, that stuff is a horse tranquilizer. What the hell made them think of that? Can you think of any medical reason we'd all be having the same nightmare? Nope. Even if we were all doing something similar, intensively, it shouldn't happen. Our experiences are all too different. I've heard of mages and shamans who are somehow connecting to each other, sharing dreams, but that's all. Ambrose waves his head dismissively. Hey, what do I know? I'm not a doctor. I'm just a guy who subscribes to psychological modernista. If you want to know about dreams, ask Crafty. My formal diagnosis is that something is fucking weird is going on. Hey, can I have some ketamine? Oh no, if I had ketamine, I'd take it myself. But seriously, it's not something that's good to have self-prescribe. You eat a bunch of ketamine, it's not going to make you feel well rested. Okay, thank you, Ambrose. No problem, just doing my part to tamp down the crazy. So, you're from the UCAS Midwest. How do you land in Hong Kong? He bites one of his nails and regards you with a hint of suspicion. Well, that's a long story and kind of personal. It involves some jobs, a girl, a real good reason to leave Chicago. A whole shit ton of guns and money. Oh, Chicago. Are you following the news of the quarantine? Yeah, I am. It's a terrible thing that's just happened there. My old hood's inside the containment zone. A lot of good peeps locked behind the wall. Oh, if I had Shadowrunner etiquette, I would be able to do this. Well, I did read the postings on your wall, the ones about the bug spirits. Yeah, some of the leaked material is pretty convincing. He shakes his head sadly. Megavitus Plague, bug spirits, I'm not sure which is more scary. Oh, maybe it's the Walking Dead. Think about it. We've got at least 4 HBV variants. I think that's only a matter of time until we get zombies. Ambrose gives a nervous shiver. The nearby robotic arm trembled briefly. I think zombies are these bug spirit things, though, you there? Well, guns and money were involved. Sounds like a good story. Shadowrunning? Yeah, stuff like that. Ambrose smiles. He seems to warm up a little. I was a hardcore vehicle rigger. Back then, before Johnny Law cracked down on road rigs. Man, those were the cowboy days. Tricky as hell, but great to remember. It's a wistful look in his face. We'd rebuild trucks and chop shops, reinforce the frames, bolt armor on, mod the suspension with robotics, drive them right through the front windows of buildings, then bash aside Lone Star cruisers on the way out. Good times. You do that in Hong Kong, you get auto barricades and missile enema. Crying shame. Anyway, I need to get out of Chi Town. Spread my wing. A nearby spy with running fidgets. You know how that goes. Yeah, Hong Kong seems kind of like a long way to go just to get the break from Chicago. Smiles, but there's a steely look in his eyes. Sometimes a guy just needs to change a change of scene. Okay. And that girl was involved in getting you here, huh? In you getting here. Yeah, that was. Shrugs awkwardly, as if to make light of it. His voice has a hint of strain in it. It's a story for another day. Hey, it's grand digging up the wreckage of the past, but time's wasting. I left Chicago. I landed in the Kong. After a while of running here, running the Kong Shadows, I landed here in Chrome Alley. That's really the gist of it. Now we'd better get back to earning a living. So you were a Hong Kong Shadowrunner? I was. He looks down at the remnants of his body, scarred and dismembered. I shouldn't look much like one now. Ambrose yawns and stretches, straining his leg stump and scarred arm in opposite directions. Man, that feels good. So there's a particular way this kind of conversation goes. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Yeah, we orbit around each other for a while, then tacitly agreed to speak in only the vaguest of terms. We gossip. Well, I presume we share useful intelligence, washed of incriminating data. That's a damn fine idea. Listen, I'm circumspect about my past, and you're a new active runner, so I don't want to know any of your story. It's only a liability to me. Props himself up painfully and leans forward a little. His living eye has an intelligent gleam to it. So let's make this conversation useful. I'll cut the BS and give you some down low on Hong Kong from an expat runner perspective. In return, you don't dig for my job list. Deal? Deal? Rock solid. Hong Kong's a good lily pad for a derby crasher like yourself, Fist. The shadows are deep, money flows, it's friendly to foreigners, and there's no real government. The whole place is run by corporations and syndicates. However, as fresh meat of the boat, you've got to decide who you want to be. Foreign runners follow 3 career paths in the Kong. They assimilate, they burn their bridges, and get out fast or they die. If you're short of armor, you can be as violent, as splashy as you want, but Awaldo arm swings over his shoulder and points emphatically at you with its claw. You're in for the long haul. Learn the local arts, discretion, restraint, respect. Get that long-term face and don't embarrass people. The Hong Kong Shadows grind through expendable runners, while loaded up with bad face and then dumped in Victoria Harbour. Do whatever you do. So whatever you do, watch your back. Anything I can do to mitigate the risk? Just keep your head on a swivel. If you're only planning to be here for a couple months and then vanish, cash in big, but if you want a life here, you got to play by the rules. The other thing to remember is that Hong Kong is a really complex place. It's one of the great global cities, enclaves of every major megacorp. It's syndicate town. It's a refugee magnet. It's Guangdong. At some level, anything goes here, but Ambrose takes a deep breath and continues in a tone of low appreciation. When in doubt, assume that Old Hong Kong tradition rules. I say that as a loud-mouthed bastard. People like to be modest, honor favors, maintain face, give respect, and always treat people's time as valuable. Go on. Hong Kong fascinates me. I used to hate it here, now I love it. Ambrose takes a deep, big breath and sighs contentedly. I found a nice little place. If you survive, maybe you can too. You sure do seem like a survivor. People know who I am, but only in the network. Tiny runs this neighborhood like a separate country. You paddle a boat across the canal, no one's ever heard of me, and never will. Ambrose suddenly stops himself, as if he realizes what he's saying. He finishes lamely. Anyway, it's private. Understood? Good. Oh, that's my wisdom. He breaks into a chuckle. Wait, what am I saying? My wisdom is you can never be too low profile, too lawyered up, or too well armed. Okay. So you came here as a runner, and now you're a busted up dog. What happened? I am not busted up, insensitive jerk. I'm economy size. He erupts into laughter, slapping the side of his wheelchair. Quickly devolves into shameless giggling. He stops giggling and cocks his other eye at you. Seriously though, that's some heavy shit. It'll take a while to tell. You really want to know? Yeah, sure. He appraises you quietly. Oh, we're doing good, Vis. I feel okay about telling you this. Our run went bad. He spits on the floor emphatically in clear defiance of his own from an insanitary space news spitting sign. Real bad. They used to call me Ripshot. I was in a 10-man crew. We were led by this ex-army troll named Icebreaker, former combat engineer, brutal guy. We did shadowrunning, armed robbery, office invasion, underworld hits, anti-branding, just about anything, as long as we could make money and hide our trucks. Sounds like a good deal. It was. If you like that kind of thing. We were Icebreaker's own little army. A lot of our work was high profile, real violent. We dumped a lot of bodies in the harbour. Then we had this one job. He pauses, takes a deep breath. Hey, I can sum up this real quick, otherwise I tend to get long-winded. What do you want? Yeah, sum it up. We got ambushed while raiding a research lab. Everybody got wiped out, but me and Karen, our infiltration specialist, I got seriously messed up. She kept me alive, and I drove us out of there. That's it, end of career. Oh, who ambushed you? I still don't know. Best I can figure out, it was some sort of counter-intrusion team. Maybe the whole run was a setup. And how did Karen escape? Karen was carrying the first hull out. When the assault team hit us, she jumped into a koi pond and lay on the bottom for about 5 minutes doing a woo-woo cheese centering thing. They dropped a flashbang grenade into the pond to clear it. That messed her up good. Burst her eardrums, gave her a concussion, ruptured the blood vessels in her eyes, nose, mouth, knocked the air out of her lungs. She stayed on the bottom for another couple minutes. I once asked her what that was like. She just said, painful. That was Karen, stoic like a concrete block. Okay, you're wrecked, Ambrose, though. How did you survive so much trauma? Taps the side of his head. Cowardice and job security. I was always real scared of getting hurt. I'd lodged up my tactical computer with some healware and my headwear radio. As soon as my vitals went screwy, my trauma protocols kicked in and my radio started broadcasting my heartbeat. Karen couldn't drive. She homed into my beacon and cut me out of the wreck with our demo saw. Then she shot me up with enough adrenaline, EMO4 and morphine to reanimate a corpse. Shivers a little at the memory. And she put 3 trauma patches on me in a row. It shredded my renal system. Taps his chair. That's why this little hot rod has an artificial liver and a dialysis machine in it. So they hit you with a construction vehicle. Yeah, it showed the van right into it shoved the van right into a plascrete wall. A nearby robot arm equipped for heavy mechanical work emphatically snaps its vice-like claws. Crushed it like a beer can. I learned something from that. Tell you what, how to seriously shut someone's day. Ambrose gestures with his chin towards the clinic's false ceiling. I've got an articulated backhoe boom up there, with a demolition claw. Hell with guns, anyone ever fucks with chrome alloy will learn what high-powered hydraulics really means. Anyway, that's how it all went down. Afterwards, things were real hard for a while. He seems to take stock of himself. He breathes heavily, tension drains from his body, and he slowly relaxes. Here I am though, Ripshot no more. By the way, Ripshot is dead. Let's keep it that way. Please don't say that name to anyone, okay? Karen was an artist at faking deaths, and she made sure we both vanished. Ambrose shakes himself and rubs his eye anxiously. Listen, Fist. This is a stressful subject for me. We can talk more about the past another day. For now, I'm spent. No, we're gonna talk more. After you got smashed up, how did you become a street dog? Ambrose's face becomes grim. You want to keep going with his fists. Alright. After that ambush, things were desperate for a long time. We had to borrow a lot of money. Karen had blown ears and a brain injury. I was a chunk of raw meat. I was so bad I was almost euthanized. Shit, I wanted to be put down. And we turned the tide. Before you continue, why didn't they euthanize you? Because of Karen. She raised holy hell about it. She was trans-Catholic, and they are dead set against suicide. To them, it's the worst sin. See, they think we're all incarnate to do our lives' karmic work, no matter how shitty that work is. All other beings in the universe rely upon us to finish it, so we must see our lives through. Personally, I don't buy it. I just can't believe the universe is that cruel. He shakes his head in exasperation. Karen was a walking contradiction. She had high aspirations, but she was terrible at all of that thou shalt not kill or steal or throw people off subway platforms stuff. He rolls his eyes and gives a strained grin. He was like, Ambrose, if you smoke yourself, I will hunt you down in your next life and gut you. I felt I owed it to her to live. That was the first time I ever felt like I owed anything to anyone. His face clouds with anger and hurt. And then, what she did to me. Unfucking believable. What did she do? That's a raw nerve, Fist. Brows draw low. Glances with intense anger towards the operating table for a moment. Karen betrayed me. I don't want to talk about it. Okay, how did you pay all that money back? I'm getting to that. Short answer is, I'm still paying it back, but I'm gaining ground. Tell you what though, it's not the money that's hard, it's the favors. I owe kindly so many favors, I'll probably never pay them all off. This clinic lets me do a lot of things I like, but I also have to do some things I don't like at all. Don't ask about that, I can't tell you. So how did you turn the tide, land the plane, and Bros, I'm in a hurry? Our hall had a really high-grade medical program in it, and I figured out a wild kludge to run it on my cyber. We borrowed a bunch of money from Kindly and the Kathai tribe to set up Chrome Alloy. The rest is history. I thought we'd make a killing. He looks proudly around the medical clinic machine. Shop? Maybe it's not a killing, but it's turned out to be a pretty good life. Do you worry about the program's owners coming after you? Hey, I worry about a lot of people coming after me. Nobody ever really gets out of the shadows. But my trail is cold. I've had this thing for 5 years now. Ripshot is dead. 10-armed Ambrose lives here now. Okay. You're pretty bunged up, so why haven't you installed some bionic limbs? He taps his temple with one of his only remaining fingers. Because I'm already crumbed to the gills. I don't look it, but I got a full suite. Quad jacks, no soft, radio, skill wire, tactical computer, whole bunch of riggerware. He lifts his dirty t-shirt, revealing a pair of tubes emerging from his side, running down into the wheelchair. Check it out, I've got an artificial liver in my chair. I want to keep my last essence. I've come to like my humanity, I don't want to turn into one of the walking dead. Oh, The Walking Dead. Oh, come on, you know the names, right? The Walking Dead, Toasters, Crumouts. I don't want to be one of those lug wrenches who cyber themselves to within an inch of their lives and stop feeling normal emotions. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've had friends like that. Then you get it. I don't want to be like that, and I'm real close up to the line. Scratches himself instantaneously with a robotic arm. Listen, I like talking about my crew more than the next guy, but not right now. Besides, it's kind of personal subject. You looks for something today? Yeah, you mentioned essence. Tell me about it. Sure, what do you want to know? It's fascinating stuff. What exactly is it? Well, I'm not sure. It's life force, sort of. Essence is like the ability of a spirit to recognize and stay connected to the body. Augmenting the body reduces our essence. When our essence is exhausted, the spirit quits the body and we die. There's this popular idea that essence is disrupted when we attach non-human things to our nervous system. But that's only kind of true. If you install a data jack or bionic arm, that's definitely not a lot of neural interference. However, if you get a bone lacing or dermal armor, which don't have much neural interface, right? But there's still murder on your essence. The body still recognizes them as alien and invasive, so there's something more to essence than just a neural interface. There are all sorts of weird theories about essence as a biospiritual integrity and stuff. I've tried to read some of the medical papers, but it was like trying to drive a go-kart through a blackberry thicket. How if I know what it really is? Is there a way to restore lost essence? Nope. But there's a ton of research going into it, like hundreds of millions of nuyen a year. The person who figures out how to restore essence is going to change the world. Think about it. We might be able to achieve full biological regeneration and even resurrection of the dead. I wouldn't need replacement parts. I might just be able to grow my own body back. That'd be something else. Can I install cyberware below 0 essence? No. You drop below 0 essence, you die. Shakes his head emphatically, face grim. Every hardcore street soldier asks that. Trust me, there's no way to do it. However, it seems like people can cultivate the ability to carry more cyberware. Theorists think it's really just making the essence you've got go further. Ambrose taps his 3 fingers on his paunch thoughtfully. As long as we're bullshitting though, there are a lot of rumors about cyber zombies, corporate experiments and deep augmentation, going into negative essence. Hell, there's even some convincing evidence posted by runners that these experiments exist, but no credible medical entity has ever recognized proof. If that tech is out there, it's light years beyond anything you'll find on the streets. Do I think the corps are doing the research? Of course, why not? But does it work? I've got no idea. Why don't you get some cloned limbs? Those don't take essence. I've got the ACHIS. ACHIS. Acquired cybergenetic hyperimmunity syndrome. My body rejects all sort of mods and biotech. My body now thinks the chrome is legitimate and everything else is an intruder. I got a list of over 70 things I'm now allergic to, including bioimplants, so no cloned limbs for me. Kind of a bummer. No horseradish either. No carrots. No barbiturates. Man, I used to love horseradish. Okay, how is essence measured? Oh, there are a zillion different systems for measuring essence, but everyone on the street just uses the rule of 6. The rule says the body has an index of 6 essence, and all augmentations can be loosely scored on how much they reduce that number. It was originally the Medvedev-Dirac Bioholism Index. After 2 early researchers, they figured that the body had 6 parts, and they observed that replacing a limb with an early cyberprosthetic took around 1/6 of a person's capacity. They developed a theory that a cyber capacity was based on body regions. Each region could have up to 100% cyber, and the whole body added up to 600%, which written as 6. Turns out the whole theory was flawed, and body region doesn't matter much for essence costs, but the rule of 6 was easy and intuitive. It stuck, so we still use it. Ambrose gives you a crooked smile. eyes glittering. Essences, cool stuff. Cool stuff. At the end of the day, I don't know what is. What it is. I just know I'm about out of it. Okay. Bye-bye, Ambrose. Cheers, Fist. Talk to you later. So this is not the guy we were supposed to talk to. I haven't gone to Club 88. As you pass in front of a walled city, something takes a hold of your chest and squeezes. An internal pang, like a panic attack but worse. Feel your chest compress, and for a second the world turns to liquid. It takes all the effort you can muster to keep from falling over. A strobing patchwork of images flashes before your eyes. Fragments of dream and sense memory all stitched together, playing on a loop in your head. Walled city residents kneeling, the churning sound of grinding gears, leaning buildings, soiled streets, used needles on a sidewalk. The images come faster and faster. Teeth. Thousands and thousands of teeth. Redmond Barons, the first man you ever saw killed, a crown of ivory over a shimmering veil. Duncan at age 10, his legs pumping, running for his life from a pack of Halloweeners. Strange anatomy that doesn't make sense to your logical mind. A door, a heavy industrial door. Something is written on it in faded yellow paint, but you can't make it out. And just like that, the slideshow ends. The images fade to nothing, returning you to the Hioi streets. The outermost facade of a walled city towers over you, huge and oppressive. A group of kindly Cheng's blue lanterns pass you by, oblivious to the events that just took place in your head. Just walk it off. You take a step forward, then another. You still feel woozy, but you don't need to take a knee. The event, whatever it was, is over. Your mind is your own. No, these are not the guys I'm looking for. Wait, there's a door there. Oops. I want to go through here. Okay, so we can get some guns here, but this is not what I'm looking for. Apparently there's some kind of reliable Matthew somewhere, and I'm supposed to be helping him, but I don't know where he is. So I guess he's not here at all. So I guess we can go select a mission. Or we could talk to Duncan. And now let's do a mission. 2 unread messages. Mail. Mother's notes. Well, that's just one message. From Crafty Jew. Fist. Subject Mother's notes. Hey Fist. Here are those notes you asked for. But before you dive in, a heads up. They're a complete transcription of that list from my mother's journal. As in they're the thoughts and ramblings of an insane woman. It's not an easy read. Another dream. This time it was a real, near figure. A shadow, a wraith, faceless. I heard its voice, though it did not speak. And when I awoke, I was inside my home, though I had been in the city just moments before. Where am I? A weight dropped into me. I felt the words of a wraith in my skin, in the tips of my hair. I saw its mouth in my mind's eye. Rows and rows and rows of lies. Morning. My hand was to the paper before I even knew I was writing. It wrote these words. They cannot lie. I added it to my list. Evening. Was it a king I saw? Was I really there? I was in the city, I'm sure of it. Then how did I end up here? Was I carried back? My list is growing. Soon, with this knowledge, I will stop the kings. A step forward is a step backward. A step backward is a step forward. Each wraith has a name, a true name, and a false name. Knowing their true name is knowing their weakness. To call them on their lies is to make yourself invincible. They will still try to eat you. They fear the feathers of unborn chicks. Kings must be one or the other. That is, of a negative world or positive. But positive doesn't necessarily make them good, nor negative make them bad. They simply are. Once the deal is brokered, it cannot be unmade. Kings and the planets are closely connected. When nearest the sun, their power wanes. When farthest, it grows. There's only one wraith. There's only one wraith. There may be two wraiths, but there is most certainly only one wraith. They must follow the laws of the universe, rules set in motion long ago. Should they concede defeat, all is lost to them. Kings are the rulers of us all. They take from us their lifeblood, and with it parts of our souls. Do not give them what they seek, and you will be their match. They cannot lie. Morning, I made breakfast. Fell on the floor in the shape of my death. Another truth revealed to me. I added to my list. It's all or nothing. They are all liars. Another dream. Wait, didn't she say that I cannot lie? Another dream. It was in white space. I could taste the color of it as if it were air. This time, no voice. Just rows and rows and rows, and rows and rows and rows and rows. It's a mess, I know. There's not a whole lot of significant material other than what I already picked out. But even that is contradicted within Mom's notes. Everything should be taken with a grain of salt. Meantime, I'll keep looking into it. Good luck on your end, Crafty. Apparently I have one unread message, but I don't see where it is. Maybe old messages? No. Shadowlands. Okay, we have three things. Merc operative. Accessing BBS archives. Please wait. The attached image, dated late 2015. The human in the middle is Simon Jaw, a mercenary fixer in Macau. He's a known quantity. I'm interested in the elf on his left. Anybody recognizes this guy? Archaeopteryx. Okay. Your person of interest is Roald Hon, aka Whipsaw. He's not a merc. He's a corporate turned runner turned corpo. He's now a counter-disruption advisor, currently under contract to Transys Neuronet. Jor is just a broker, but I'm wondering what Whipsaw is doing with the third guy, the troll, Icebreaker, Blood Meridian. Icebreaker? He doesn't look like a decker. Escape velocity. Icebreaker as in as big as an icebreaker, the ship. He supposedly ran a paramilitary crew for a while, Blood Meridian. Oh yeah, that's the guy who was the boss of the Doctor. I've heard of this guy. He vanished 6 years ago. His whole team went completely dark. They were called the Fleet. Word is that they hit a big score and retired. Yo guys, I got metadata that Icebreaker's crew got wiped out. Only 2 survivors and you won't find them. Helmet. Tin Helmet, I'm tired of your weird ass rumors. Frenetics. Tin Helmet may be correct. One Fleet associate, Ustrada, posted on the BBS 6 times over the next year. Another, Ali Song, was collected by Bounty Hunter. See attached image. Thanks, White Prism. That's fucking awesome. We all really needed a picture of a woman shot in the face and slumped over a toilet. This isn't gore, bastard. This isn't a gore board. I swear you've got Asperger's or something. Okay, Rigger Doc. Anybody get work done by an expat named Deleted? He's Riggs Dockware. Out in redacted, but I hear he's been deleted, but I hear he's better than most orthodox. Oh! So we got these 3, probably because we talked to the dog. And someone is still protecting his identity. Okay. Post deleted. Hatch. Read the rules, everyone. No calling out personal specifics or addresses of potentially active operators. Keep it to handles, generalities, and city sectors. At least 9 corporate bots are crawling the haven as we speak. He's the real deal, yo. He's solid and he's in with us. I'm sick of saying it. Anyone who gets Chrome installed by some hack running dockware in a converted restroom deserves the horrible nerve degeneration they'll die from. Those guys saw you up. You'll pay for it. Sluttable dockware can't replace a real surgeon. Period. The tech isn't there yet. Vanisher. I've scoped out the doc in question. I'm gonna have to rain on your party, huh? He's basically a family doc who moonlights doing basic cyber. Nice guy, but he's no hitter. Just a big bullshitter. Derek's, you don't know shit. Okay, car bomb. Accessing BBS archives, please wait. Car bombing in Colon City today, near Salisbury, Nathan. Triad hit, extremists, Blood Meridian. The Triads don't usually use car bombs, and terrorists want a substantial blast to kick fragments. This one had a small explosive, but burned like an oil well. Voila! HKPD report appended. One fatally the driver. Guy named Ripshot. Burnt almost beyond identification. That was the guy. That's 56. That's from a long time ago. Because right now it's a different year. I'm gonna have to check another email. Ripshot, he's a rigger. He rolls for the fleet. He's got a long enemies list. No, crazy taste. I don't know why people keep associating the fleet with this Ripshot guy. The fleet's rigger is a Shenzhen guy called Chainlink. Yeah, Ripshot has a lot of enemies, but he's a Southpaw Croc shaman over in Kwangtung, and he's not dead. Several people operated Hong Kong under the hand of Ripshot in the last year. None of them are linked to the fleet, but the crew is known to spread misinformation about their composition, so who knows? I see the body identification was made from limb DNA, skull fragments, and the footage from a nearby CCTV camera. White Prism, Amanita, are you going to go conspiracy theory on us again? 51. And if we look at this... I go back... oh, I can't check the date. That's fine. Pending jobs, serial killer. I've got a problem, Fist, and you're going to help me solve it. I do a lot of business with the Wampoans. If you're not familiar with them, I'll forgive you. You're an outsider after all. The Wampoans are a tribe of techno-fetishists and deckers who've taken up residence in the Whampoa Garden area of Hong Kong. They make and trade high-tech goods to people from all over the world. A lot of Nguyen passes through their pasty little fingers, and I make a lot of money brokering deals between them and the smugglers here in Huoi. I hit a snag though. The Whampoan elders, their council of leaders, are being eliminated by a serial killer. They've asked me to dispatch someone to get to the bottom of it and stop the killings, and they're not taking their goods through, or then... and they're not taking their goods through my turf until I do. So you're going to be my proxy, dear. I don't care how you do it, but I need these murderers stopped. The Whampoans have delegates here in Huoi by the name of Maximum Law. Speak with him if you wish to know about Whampoa. He's got a big mouth, but he knows very little of importance. Don't expect much from that half-empty bottle of vinegar. You get your ass down to Whampoa Garden and talk to the elders. Lie, cheat, and steal if you have to, so long as they're convinced that there won't be any more murders. I want my cut back, and I want it soon. Okay. Good. I'll tell the elders you're coming. They don't like outsiders, and they might shoot at you if you don't warn them. If I don't warn them that you'll be arriving. Okay. I mean, I could talk to Law. Nah, it's fine. Head to Whampoa Garden to discover who's killing the Whampoan elders. Let's do it. Let's do the core team. I don't think anything changed, but that's okay.